Hey, 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 everyone from the altcoin buzz army. Guys, today I am looking forward to this video because it covers a topic which I love, which is who is actually using crypto and what are they using it for? Personally, the first crypto I started using was BNB, Binance, although if I'm being honest, the first crypto I really started using was Bitcoin, because I believed that it was a store of value. I believed it was a hedge against fiat currencies. I believed it was the start of a decentralized revolution. In terms of the bigger picture, almost nobody owns Bitcoin or barely even knows about it. But that's exactly what makes crypto so exciting, is that we're the early adopters. If you buy Bitcoin now, it's not too late. If you believe in even 10% of what Bitcoin can achieve, you are so early to the game. However, many cryptos are being used right now, and in this video I'm going to go over a whole bunch of them. We're also going to pay our respects to some big names like Andreas Antonopoulos, who of course is using cryptocurrency. I think he even insists on getting paid in cryptocurrency in many venues. Then we have Kenneth, Bosak, who I know uses crypto in a whole variety of ways. And then we have the desert Lynx, who's not as well known, but this guy has been unbanked since 2016, literally doesn't have a bank account, pays for everything just with crypto. And not only that, but he refuses to enter his address for any application that he uses. Really impressive person. And I've actually watched some of his interviews where he talks about how he goes about using crypto every day. And then we will be looking at some of the cryptos which people are using. We will be covering CRO from crypto.com, which a lot of people are using, and Enjin, which I think is one of the most undervalued projects right now. Now, Electroneum is one which a lot of people are talking about right now. We're going to have a brief look at that. And of course, we can't talk about crypto use cases without looking at Ethereum. Then obviously we have Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. We'll take a brief look at those. And we'll also check out a map. I really like this map of all the places in the world where you can use cryptocurrency right now. Guys, this is not a comprehensive analysis of every crypto you can use. Many cryptos are being used for many different use cases. This is really just to start to have a conversation about what cryptos a lot of people are using, what cryptos a lot of people are talking about. And if you have any more cryptos which you are personally using or benefiting from, please let me know down in the comment section below. And again, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so let's jump right into it. Name a cryptocurrency you personally actually use. I remember some people said, you know, I don't use any crypto. They kind of had a closed mouth emoji saying, you know, they're embarrassed. And, you know, it's fair enough. You know, everyone's talking about how crypto is here to change the world. It's amazing. It's incredible. Bitcoin is going to replace fiat. But the fact of the matter is, most people who talk like this aren't actually using cryptocurrency. And hell, myself included, you know, I was using Bitcoin as a store of value, all right, you know, but essentially the reason I was using it in large part was because I thought it would go up in value in the future, because I thought it was a sound, hard money, unlike the fiat system. But in terms of actually transacting with a cryptocurrency every day, that's a different matter. So a good question to have asked here might have been, what do you actually use it for? Some people have actually answered that. So of course you have the Electroneum community, which is huge. It seems today like anywhere you go in crypto, you hear about Electroneum. Now, I have personally only started looking into Electroneum today. I am not an expert on the topic by any means, but I will just look at a few things which I discovered, and I would love to hear what the community has to say about that. Regardless of what criticism there may be of Electroneum, I always love hearing about how people are actually using cryptocurrencies. And, you know, if they really are using it to donate to charities, to buy music, and to buy lives in a computer game, I just think it's awesome. And then I was happy to see that we have some big names in the crypto YouTuber space, like Lark Davis, telling us that he uses Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. And just like me, he uses Bitcoin as a store of value for trading, for lending and payments, and Ethereum trading and interacting with Ethereum dApps, like Pool Together, Kyber and Synthetics, and USDC for lending purposes. And I couldn't help but chuckle at this because I've been in this situation myself. Sometimes cryptocurrencies feels like they're using me and I'm not using them. Young and Investing, who I've been following for a couple of years now, talking about how he uses BNB and fees. And yeah, that was the same thing with me. Actually, this is what I really loved about using BNB for the first time. I really felt like for the first time, like I was actually part of the revolution. I wasn't just buying Bitcoin and talking about it. I was actually using cryptocurrencies. So that was an awesome feeling. Have you guys had any similar feelings, when you first started using a cryptocurrency to actually pay for something or buy something? Then of course we have Joel Valenzuela, also known as the Desert Lynx. He's been using Dash and he's been using it for 4 years without a bank account. So just really incredible life story there. When it comes to HIVE, I must admit I am a fan. Before being on Altcoin Buzz, I was using HIVE on a daily basis to post my content there. It's a pretty awesome community. I made some friends. My only qualms with it are that a lot of the best performing posts are about the HIVE community itself. It's understandable. It's relatively new. They're still trying to grow it. They're still trying to learn. Then of course, another issue is that a lot of the posts get auto upvoted. So what that means is that there are a lot of bots that vote posts from users who have been posting for a while, who have built up a network and all that. So it means that they get upvoted whether or not their content is good. And that leads to a lot of content being upvoted, which doesn't actually provide a lot of value. Nonetheless, I have high hopes for them moving forward. In general, I like to try and stay optimistic and positive about the potential of platforms to move forward. And then of course, we can't talk about crypto use cases without talking about Bitcoin Cash. We got quite a few mentions of that in this thread. We again have Electroneum and the community coming in to show a lot of support for these positive tweets about Electroneum. I personally get a little bit skeptical when I see so much support and so many positive comments about a coin. I immediately think, well, okay, what is the downside? What things are we missing here? Even Bitcoin has a lot of downsides, and it's easy to forget that when you're in the crypto community. Naturally, we can't talk about crypto use case without talking about BAT. I personally use the BAT browser, and as you can see here, every day I get a little bit of BAT, so it's hard not to think about BAT when talking about crypto use cases. We got 5 likes on the Spank Chain. I had a quick look into this. The volume is absolutely dead. I think it was only $100 or something for the past 24 hours. Price has absolutely crashed. I don't know how much people are actually using it. It seems like people are joking about it here. Bobs and Vagina. In any case, I checked out the site and it turns out you can stake your Spank to earn booty. Let me know if any of you guys in the comments are using this. I don't use it personally. Now, when it comes to actually using cryptocurrency, the first person that comes to my mind is Andreas Antonopoulos. I don't know how much exactly he uses cryptocurrency on a daily basis, but certainly he has been the greatest evangelist and educator when it comes to using cryptocurrencies and the potential use cases for cryptocurrencies. So, mad props to Andreas for everything that he does for the crypto community. Then Kenneth Bosak, I heard him saying in an interview with the Desert Lynx that he uses crypto in a whole variety of ways. There's some people who are not just using crypto sometimes, but who are using crypto most of the times for most of their payments. And it's just really inspiring to hear about people who are doing this. And as mentioned before, the Desert Lynx is another one of these people. So be sure to check them out and see what they're all about if you want to learn about how people are actually using crypto most of the time, every day. Coming back to Andreas Antonopoulos, we actually had an interview with him, which I was so thrilled about because he's really my idol in this space. I can't get enough of his speeches, his interviews, his Q&As. And in this interview, he actually talked about the Lightning Network and he mentioned a wallet. He doesn't like to endorse projects and he didn't say that he was endorsing this, but the fact that he mentioned it at all, I thought was worth bringing up. And the fact that Bitcoin is struggling with transaction fees, not right now, but when the network gets congested, fees can get really high. And I thought it was really cool that the Phoenix wallets have this feature where your payments are faster and cheaper, but you barely notice anything has changed. So this seems like some, real progress when it comes to actually using the Lightning Network. I haven't used it personally, but if you have used the Lightning Network, I'd be very curious to hear your feedback, guys. I'd be very curious to hear how you've used it or what you think of it or what you think about the progress of the Lightning Network moving forward. When it comes to Ethereum use cases, we could make a whole video or even a video series on that, so I'm just going to try and make it brief. So this post by consensus.net talk about blockchain use cases, and when you talk about blockchain use cases, Ethereum covers most of those. So we have asset management, of course. With Ethereum, you can create assets which are tokenized, divided, distributed, and all that stuff. You can create and get funding for a project very quickly. Then naturally we have DeFi, which if you haven't been living in a box for the past month, you must have heard about. And DeFi leverages the key principles of the Ethereum blockchain to unlock liquidity and growth opportunities. When it comes to payments and money, Ethereum is known for having remittances and microloans. But guys, really what this video is about is how people in the community are actually using it as opposed to how organizations are using it. According to this article by CoinSutra, you have of course the banking and financial services, where smart contracts can be applied to areas such as mortgages, national bonds, payments and settlements, and insurance claims. But guys, please let me know, are any of you actually using these for insurance, mortgages, or national bonds? Of course, we had the whole ICO boom back in 2017, and then we have the prediction markets, again, Gnosis and Augur. Next, we have the use case of replacing escrow. So obviously you have these middlemen who you have to pay or you have to trust, but now we have these smart contracts. Again, just some of the incredible technology that's being created right now. It's so exciting to be in this space. And then finally, digital identities. Again, I haven't heard of a lot of people actually personally using these. If you have used this, let me know. Finally, according to this article, more than 1 million pretty much accounts are found on Etherscan to have implemented some or other form of smart contracts. So obviously a lot of people are using crypto for that purpose. And then in this article, which was written back in mid-2019, it said there were 1,300 dApps on Ethereum. Now, however, there are 2,321. So you can really see the amount of usage which is happening on Ethereum. It's incredibly impressive. Next, we're going to have a brief look at Electroneum because everyone is talking about this. Now, I'm a community guy. I like people, I like teams, I like the people who talk about cryptocurrencies. And as I said before, I do get a little bit skeptical when everyone is saying something is positive and there's no criticism of something. You know, I immediately want to know, well, okay, what are the downsides? What are the potential cons? However, there is one thing to note here. Look at these numbers, 23.2 thousand members, not too much. But 2.9 thousand are online. Now have a look at this. The cryptocurrency community has 1 million members, of which just 1.8 thousand are online. I mean, if that doesn't blow your mind as to how powerful this community is, then I don't know what will. Then, of course, we have them on Twitter, also 126,000 followers. One piece of recent news which I thought was interesting was that the CEO of Cointelligence said that he was impressed by this project. He verified all their stats and numbers, and because of this, I'm proud to announce I am joining Electroneum as advisor and ambassador. So I looked into this a little bit more, and it turns out that the Cointelligence team is not just 1 or 2 people. There's 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 people on this team. A lot of researchers, web developers, editors, senior data analysts. So this is no small organization, and for them to show so much support for Electroneum, I think does say something. Of course, as with any project, you can literally spend countless hours looking into the pros and cons. I haven't done that, but I do think these are a couple of interesting things to point out. First impressions of Electroneum are certainly good from my perspective. I mean, if you have a project where they talk about donating on the homepage, that just sends off good vibes to me, like they're trying to help the world, they're trying to help people out. And I think cryptocurrency, that's what it's all about. It's about trying to do good for the world, create freedom, create financial sovereignty. I checked out Task School. It seems that it's not active yet, that it's coming soon. However, there is one thing about the Electroneum project which I find concerning, and that is their app. So as you can see here, their app has 55,000 reviews, which is an incredible number, but the average review score is just 3.1. And look at all these 1-star reviews. I mean, it seems like although there's a lot of positive talk about Electroneum, they seem to have some pretty critical problems with the application. So that's certainly something which it looks like they're going to have to work on. If you compare that with Brave browser, here you can see there's 173,000 reviews, and you have 4.2 star rating, and you have, 10 million installs. So you can see that BAT is on another level. Of course, they also have some bad reviews here, but not, you know, all 1 stars. And I read the reviews. It doesn't seem like these are like super critical problems which they're not going to fix. Now coming to Bitcoin Cash, we had quite a few people in the comments saying they're using Bitcoin Cash. For those of you who don't know, Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin which has, according to BitDegree, cheaper transfer fees, faster transfer volumes, and can handle more transactions per second. There's a lot of drama and infighting and controversy in the community as to what is better, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. I'm definitely not going to get into that in this video, but I just thought it would be important to give you guys a general overview of the differences between them and also where you can use Bitcoin Cash. So what I found interesting was that if you type in map of businesses accepting Bitcoin, the second result is actually stores that accept Bitcoin Cash near you. And as you can see, there are a lot of these worldwide, places where you can spend Bitcoin Cash. The majority are in the United States, another 900 places in Eastern Europe, 300 places in Southeast Asia, and of course South Korea, which has been early to adopt cryptocurrency, has 86. Another map which I think you'll find useful and interesting when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption is coinmap.org, and this just covers any place which accepts cryptocurrency, of which there are currently almost 20,000 venues. And here you can see that there's a lot of them in Europe, also in the United States. In South Brazil, there's quite a few. Again, South Korea is always a hotspot, and a few in Southeast Asia and Australia. When it comes to crypto usage, CRO is of course one of the big names. They are all over crypto Twitter right now. So let's have a quick look at what you can actually do with CRO. So first of all, you get a rebate when you pay trading fees with CRO, exactly the same way as you do with BNB. Of course, you saw what happened with BNB. Then you have the 20% APR interest paid daily. I don't know how sustainable that is, but all right, for now at least you get 20% APR. And then finally you get access to the syndicate. And this is actually quite powerful. So the syndicate is a fundraising platform for crypto projects or tokens who list themselves on the crypto.com exchange. And if you stake CRO in the syndicate, you receive priority token allocation for these events at a discount. So, you know, I myself was trying to get into the bar token sale of CHILIZ yesterday, and if I knew that I could receive priority token allocation at a discount, I would have been thrilled because I didn't get any. The whole thing sold out within less than a few seconds. So this is a great use case for CRO. And also, for example, if you stake CRO, you get to participate in these promotions, like Enjin will be 50% off on the syndicate, only 1 day left, so that's pretty awesome. And finishing off, guys, I thought we would talk about one cryptocurrency which I personally think is undervalued, and we will be making a full review video on this shortly, which is Enjin, which also made it to our top 5 working cryptocurrency projects with great token utility. So Enjin really has a lot of use cases and is currently finding use case in the gaming industry. Enjin Coin is the first cryptocurrency with an authentic purpose for online gamers. So the problem is when you get in these centralized games and you earn assets in the games after, you know, maybe years of play, you don't actually own those assets. The centralized company that runs the game owns those assets. And there have been stories of people being banned or just not having access to their assets. And also what Enjin enables you to do is to trade these assets across the multiverse of games. In other words, between different games. So the primary benefits of Enjin include true ownership of in-game assets, ease of player monetization, real economics, in other words, immutability and transparency. And Enjin tokens can be used to mint non-fungible items. There's no fraud, chargebacks, or cancellations. So again, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on with Enjin. I will make a full video review on it in due time. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video about the best cryptocurrencies you can actually use. No doubt there are a lot of cryptocurrencies that I missed. Please let me know down in the comments below which cryptocurrencies you personally are using, not which have use cases which other people have used, but which you have actually personally used yourself. I love hearing these stories, just as I loved reading the comments to this tweet. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Tuning out and see you in the next one.